Guys, welcome back to the Physique Factory Podcast, and today we're going to talk about things we hate about the industry. It seems like we do this every podcast, but we're going to really dial it into things that we don't like. So kind of how we start in this.
We do this every podcast. I thought we should actually come on and probably explain ourselves as well, because like, when was the last time we done a podcast? Like 3 weeks ago.
I think so. Yeah, we've just been so busy. Again, you finished off your prep. I'm still going. And again, we're fucking the amount of clients we're getting through the doors at the moment, and the inquiries and the content that we're putting out is finding the right fucking time to do these things.
I know it is, but I think it's just like September as well. Like summer's over, and a lot of people are just like, hitting the fuck it button. But for me and you, it's like it's weird because even though like you live in Rochdale or fucking Whitworth, and I live way up here. Everything's just happened at the same time for both of us. It's weird, like our numbers of clients seem to be coming up at the same amount, and I don't know why that works out like that. But anyway, it's cool.
Right.
But yeah, I mean it's cool. But like for both of us, it's a little bit of like adjusting to how the fuck do we manage this many more people. So I know I've been messing around with my check-ins. Something I meant to ask you actually: how do you do your check-ins? Do you do them all in one day, or do you split them across the week?
The amount of clients I'm getting now, I've had to do 3 days. So I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
So I'm doing like 20 check-ins on each day. So it's like 60 check-ins. So there's no way I could do 60 in one day. That would be fucking
I am
horrible.
across 3 at the minute as well. Same thing actually. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it's weird because we've not actually talked about this really before, and it's weird that we're doing the same thing. But I was actually thinking of just doing Monday, Wednesday though, and just making them really intensive days, and then just like it just putting stuff together. You're like doing the same stuff at the same time, I suppose, right? And then like you can obviously do different tasks on the other days. Plus the fucking PT hours, man. That fucking it kills you, doesn't it?
That's it. You got that as well. And then, like I said, making content takes time, and then studying on top. I've really took a back seat with some of the studying because it's hard when you've got prep brain, isn't it? So.
Yeah. I must admit, for me, it's like fell off a little bit too. I'm doing precision nutrition still, and I'm getting on good with that, to be honest. But I went on the Integral Lab yesterday, and that was the first bit of like biomechanics stuff I've done for a while. And I was like, you know what, I needed that like little reintroduction to it.
The foot anatomy as well, wasn't it? So I definitely wasn't jumping on a live call with that shit at the moment. Fucking hell.
To be fair, like we've done it, like we done that month last year in the Integral Lab, and then I spent some time like doing like Ken Hub quizzes, on all the stuff around about the foot. I found that really helped, and I'm kind of getting there with it, but it's confusing because there's so much to consider there. But I think that leads nicely onto my first point of things I hate about the industry. The clients who not the clients, but the coaches who fuck up their clients because they don't understand how the body actually moves.
Yeah, exactly. So let's do shitloads of upright rows. Let's give someone who's got a shitload of back issues an RDL, heavy hip hinges, and just ignore it. If they've got a lot of pain, then no, it's fine. Just ignore it. Just go for it. It'll be fine.
It's things like upright rows and things like that, I suppose. It's like, and you don't know until you know. That's the thing. Like, to be fair to these people, like how do you know that without first figuring it out? Because I mean, how did we figure it out? Well, figured it out by going out there and getting educated and like learning about anatomy and things like that. But like before that, like see if you just do a level 3 PT, it's not exactly on the course, is it? It's not exactly like, oh, by the way, if you do an upright row, you might be actually causing an impingement in someone's shoulder joint. And again, like
this shit, do they? So
they
did. We did. All his teacher was like, okay, that's the humerus, that's the radius, that's the ulnar, that's a lot of shit. But what the fuck does that mean? That's literally like learning like countries on the map and places on the map. You can't go away and apply it, can you? That's it. You're right. Okay, maybe like the biceps brachii, that's there. But what the fuck do you do with it? What do you do with it? How do you apply it?
Definitely better to know where they are, to be fair, though, at least.
You need to start, you need to start off with that shit, but it's so much deeper than that. You need to think about the functions of shit. How the fuck does it actually work? They say, it's functional anatomy, which, again, functional is a very, very fucking thingy word in the industry. But yeah, it's just how things actually work and how can we make the right decisions in the gym with them.
Yeah, I think, you know what, it goes back to, I think people underestimate how much of an impact exercise can have in a negative effect. How much like injuries you can cause. Like again, think of the like obese person walking into an exercise class, and all of a sudden, next thing they're doing fucking box jumps. You know, it's like people underestimate the damage that can actually be done there, and they just don't understand it or have an awareness of it.
That's it. An exercise for everyone is an exercise for no one. Quoted Tom Purvis. That's
I like that one.
But yeah, no, it's amazing because this is why classes are so fucking. I'm not a fan. Look, you got to think as well. So people's like budgets and stuff like that, and they want to get into the fitness and exercise. Maybe a PT, they can't afford a PT. They're working just a normal 9 to 5 job. They've got a family. They've got to focus on the things that they need to provide for first, and they do want to exercise, and then they don't know any better just to start with classes. It's an awkward one, isn't it, where to start, like because classes are so much cheaper than an actual PT. Or you might get a cheap PT who's just going to fuck you up. So you need to be really, really careful. But people don't know any difference. They think, right, exercises, cool. You're going to get an overweight person doing lunges and burpees. Wicked. Let's see what happens. Give it fucking like 4 to 5 weeks. And yeah, that's not going to end well.
Comes down to perception as well, because people get this idea that exercise is about being beasted and it's about leaving there dripping with sweat. And like, it's not necessarily about that. Like what you're doing in the gym, well, what I do in the gym with clients, it's not to burn calories as such. You're not there for a fucking. If I wanted you to burn calories, I'd put you in a Stairmaster for an hour and just leave you. Like I'll get back to you in an hour. I'll set a timer. I'll go do my shit and then I'll come back. But like in the gym, you're building muscle. That's what you're there for, because
You're building a body to burn calories. You're not burning calories. You're burning a body to efficiently burn calories.
Yeah, a body that can handle, well, in a better position to drop body fat. But of course, no one wants to diet down and look like a marathon runner either. Everyone wants that shape, like whether they admit it or not, whether they say I don't want to get too big. It's like yeah, you do.
But you don't want to look like that guy. So it's
it doesn't happen overnight, that getting too big, unfortunately. But yeah, that's got to be one of my pet hates. It's just like seeing coaches who do things with their clients that are just like what's the word I'm trying to look for? It's just inappropriate. It's maybe the word, but it's not really the word I'm thinking of. Just yeah, they've got no morals. That's what I'm trying to say. But again, a lot of people don't know better.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know any better, do they? Most PTs don't know any better, and they don't. The thing is that really pisses me off. They don't care to educate themselves. They literally do not care one bit. Yeah, it's annoying. Again, that's the thing in the industry. Just yeah, it's all about the external performance. Yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, let's do some fucking box jumps because you see it on Instagram, so you've got to do it. That's it.
Yeah. But what's going on inside, did you say? That's the thing. Like, forget external. Well, don't forget external, but think about the internal too. And like, I think it's having that curious mind, which we obviously have, is like when you're watching someone do something in the gym, when you're doing or watching like a form assessment for a client online, it's like you're thinking about, right, okay, so what's actually happening to their humerus as they're doing that, and how does that affect the tissues, the long head of the bicep or whatever, the supraspinatus that's actually between the coracoid process and the humerus there. So what's actually happening to them as they go through this fast fucking like momentum kind of sprung upright row. I couldn't remember the name of the exercise there. So like yeah, people like you and me will think like that. Other people just won't, and I don't know what to say about that. Maybe there's a way the industry could do things better. I always think like PT should have some sort of like apprenticeship sort of thing. Because I'd done the M10 mentorship. You were at FLF, and they've got their own kind of mentorship thing, and it's like I think that pays dividends. Like I think had I not done the M10 mentorship, fuck knows what I'd be doing right now. I'd probably be fucking people up.
I'm glad I did the FLF stuff because it's just taught you how to like work. But they're mainly focused on like transformations.
Yeah.
And obviously with you, so I've got really like pushed into a good like that at the start of it. So really happy that I've done that. And obviously then you build on that. You can't just stop learning. It's I think like Paul Standal, what did he put on? He says he spends something like how much money does he spends like 10 grand a year on education?
Yeah. It's fucking easy to do that though.
It is easy to do that though, but it's fair enough. He's a smart guy and he keeps learning as well. So every fucking person should.
And do you include travel in that? I don't know. But it's like it's like training. It's like if you're a big guy, you obviously train a lot. So if you're a smart person, a smart person. You know, if you're intelligent, you obviously keep on top of that. You train it as well. It's brain training, as I call it.
Brain training, that's it. Brain hypertrophy.
Yeah, yeah. But like following on from that, right? So there's coaches that maybe, you know, have that lack of understanding. And some of them can be excused. Some of them will let off because it's like one of those things like you don't know what you don't know. And some of them are just a bit green. But what about the coaches that are fully aware of what they're doing when they're like training a client? You know, you're in the gym, you see someone PTing someone, and they're fucking scrolling on their phone while their client does their set. What is that all about? Like, how are you getting away with that? Why is someone paying you for that?
Exactly. They should be sacked. That is a sackable offence. You should be literally on the spot. The client should walk out and say, I'm not paying for this shit. Literally, you should give them, they're paying for your undivided attention, and that's what you should give them. If you're not giving them that, then you're fucking doing a bad job. You should not be training people.
That's it's funny. It's funny though that like when I say that, you don't say, "Oh, I've never seen that." So you've obviously seen
No,
it.
I
So it's
see it
a
all the fucking
widespread
time.
thing.
Yeah, all the fucking time. People just like, yeah, that's good. I was like, do you even know what they're fucking doing? It winds me up so fucking much.
Imagine someone paying you for an hour of your time and then like, get them set up in an exercise, and you're just like, "Ah, look, James was out jet skiing at the weekend." Like, I don't know why that's the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah.
James fucking loves a jet ski. But oh, you know something? I was training at a gym when I was away there, and there's this guy like training this girl in there, and like I was like listening. You know when you're like somewhere else and you're not like wearing like your Physique Factory top, and you're just like training as normal, so you're just like any other guy in the gym. People don't know that you're also a coach or whatever. So I'm always listening in to what other coaches are saying, and I'm kind of paying attention to them. And to be fair, this guy like he wasn't really doing anything wrong as such, but he had personal trainer written on his back. You know, like printed across the back of his t-shirt. And I was like, you know what? It's one of those situations where I'm glad he had that on there, because if he didn't have personal trainer on the back of his top, I would have thought he was just like her mate in the gym with her. Like you can't tell the difference. Like you know you're not a great PT when you have to print it on your top for everyone to know.
That's it. Yeah, to be fair though, you do need to like you do need to have a uniform on your PT. I think that's another thing. So if you go into a random gym, and it depends if it's your own gym or not. I don't know. It totally depends on the environment, but I think you need to look professional. You need to set standards. You need to look the part. You can't look a rugged, smelly cunt when you're PTing someone. You need to have professional standards. If you don't, then yeah, it sort of says something about you. If you don't, if you're PTing the stringer, no, yeah,
That's a big no.
that is a big fucking no. You're like a fucking prick.
There might be a market for that. There might be middle-aged women that would pay you for that, though, to be fair.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, but nah, I like that too. I like some form of uniform. I just don't like personal trainer written on the back. It's like, come on to fuck me. It's like it should be obvious that you're their trainer.
To be fair, if you go into like Pure Gym and stuff like that, then they've got like PT on the back of the tops, haven't they? And like it depends where you're working at. But to be fair, FLF they didn't have it; they just had FLF and a big print on the back, which their uniform was pretty cool. And to be fair, that's our uniform near enough. It's just like my anyway. So Physique Factory logo on the front, Physique Factory logo on the back, and that's it. So
I'm saying Physique Factory, that's it. But watch this, I'll come up with like personal trainer written on the back soon. Changed my mind. Nah.
I don't mind it if they've got PT on the back of the top, but it's it's not nothing major.
Not like fucking like the bin men don't fucking deliver your bins or not deliver your bins, but pick up your bin with fucking bin man written on the back of their top, do they?
Do you know what fucking like really grinds my gears is I saw someone having master trainer on the back of the top. What the fuck's that? How can you call yourself a fucking master trainer? He's a master cunt. That's what he was.
Masturbator, more like.
Yeah, exactly. What a fucking that cringed me to fuck. How? Why?
Because he's done his level 4 master PT.
Yeah, you cannot you will never be a master. You can there's mastery, there's a quest for mastery, but you can never master something. Literally, you can't master something. You cannot be a master trainer.
Done one qualification, now I know it all. Thanks for that.
Exactly.
You've got to remember these companies, they sell certifications. Like, so you failing is actually a negative thing. They don't want you to fail. You can't really fail, can you?
Exactly, they'll make you pass. So well done. You know how many calories are in a gram of protein. You've passed.
Yeah, it's like sex, isn't it? I didn't know if it like froze there. I was like, what's going on? Is he actually going to respond to that?
I know.
What do you hate about the industry anyway? What's something that fucking annoys you about it?
Thing is, there's so much you could literally choose anything. Fuck me.
I've got another one. I've got loads. I've got loads in this fucking head right now.
I've, there's so many. I can't really like lock into anything. But as soon as you say something, like,
I've got
yeah,
one for you, right? I've got one, right? You know this shit where people, and particularly female coaches, are like, oh, you should love the skin you're in. Don't worry about, transforming your body and this and that. You should be happy with the person you are. If you're fucking obese, you're putting yourself at risk of fucking diabetes, heart disease, all these fucking terrible fucking diseases. You need to change something. I don't fucking
yeah,
care. You need a wake up call. If you're obese, that's not don't be fucking happy with that. You need to change something. If you fucking enjoy murdering children, people don't say, "Oh, just be yourself. Just be yourself." That's who you are. Just be yourself. It's like, fucking if you're obese, you need to do something about it for the sake of your fucking health. It's for the best for everyone. You'll feel better, you'll look better. What's not to love about that? And you will love yourself then, hopefully. Yeah, you will. Because just keep putting up pictures because you're so happy with what you've achieved.
and like you said, it's the health thing. It's so annoying. You see it all over, just like mainstream media saying, "Oh, you shouldn't fat shame." It's not fat shaming. It's actually fucking like health sort of shaming. You can't be overweight and be healthy. It's like ridiculously overweight. It's fucking so much cholesterol, diabetes, hematocrit. So obviously your blood is. The stress in your heart, the stress in your joints as well. Because if you're fucking like walking around with that much weight on your knees all day, fuck me, you're gonna get some serious fucking arthritis issues in your knees.
True.
And the feet as well. So if I'm ever like walking behind a very, very large person, trying to
Said
put
that
that
very nicely, James.
you see, and if I'm ever walking behind a very large person, look at the feet. Look at the feet. Look how much they've got no arches because the amount of weight pushing down on the arch is gone. And then what's going to happen then? The fucking knees are going to go in, and then that's going to fucking lead to some like fucking arthritis issues. And then what's next? Hips, and then spine, and then it's a fucking knock-on effect. So that's literally like the actual physical thing, and then you've got the internal thing, like I said about your fucking organs, your heart, all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good. It's not fucking good. And
You
when
can't you, you can't promote being a fucking fat cunt.
yeah, you can't.
We go. I didn't. There we go. That was a little bit less PC, but yeah, you can't promote being a fat cunt. Being a fat cunt is not a good idea. It's not fucking healthy. Don't do it. You should not be telling people to say you're fine the way you are. If you're ridiculously overweight, you are not fine the way you are.
True. It's harsh. It's reality. People
Exactly. Unless
people
you want to die, and the fucking like the family, like the mums and the dads, the parents, the kids. Look at the kids; they're ridiculous overweight. That is a child abuse. You should not be fucking having your children ridiculously overweight because that's such a common thing these days.
it is.
So, in fact, they are. You see it out in like supermarkets walking around. They've got the kids. How can you let your child get like that? That is so fucking unethical. You should be literally fined for that.
We were in a place in Ireland, right? So we went for a wee day out up to the beach and that, and we're on the way back. And Sophie's dad likes this place, which is like it's a chippy, right? But it's also got a sit down restaurant sort of thing, and it actually does some really good food. So we went in, and he's like, "Oh, we'll get a bite to eat here." So I just got some like sort of chicken dish. I actually kept it very PG, very clean, but I looked around, right? And within this small kind of restaurant there was two people who were like obese. And I was like, this is not a good sign for where we're eating here, is it? Like and they were there with like fucking battered like fucking fish suppers and shit like that and whatever else on their plate. And it's like you're really not helping yourself. But just like it's like it shows the environment I'm in right now. I'm in an environment where very obese people come to eat. I'm like, that's probably not a great option for me.
Yeah, it is the environment though, isn't it? It's sort of knocks onto everyone. It's the people that you surround yourself by because becomes a norm. So if
Yeah.
you're surrounded by people who are ridiculous overweight, they don't exercise, they don't diet or anything like that, then it becomes the norm. Then you just think, oh yeah, cool, and then you feel like more shit, and then you just wonder why they've had a fucking heart attack at the age of 40. Right. So take my uncle for example. He had a heart attack last week. I didn't even tell you this. So my uncle is like in his 60s, and he retired last year, and he's put on a ridiculous amount of weight since retiring. And so all he's done is like sat down, eat shit, drink, and smoke for the past year, and he's had a heart attack. So I wonder why. Why is he had a heart attack? Because he's fucking drank, eat shit, and smoked. So,
But does he love the skin he's in?
fuck knows. I have no idea. I've not seen him, but he's not dead, so that's a good thing. And
Yeah,
luckily,
I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear
so
that.
yeah, but so he had a heart attack, and but the thing is, his partner was telling him, was like, you need to sort yourself out, you need to sort yourself out. She's been saying it for months, and then he's had a heart attack, and
People kid themselves on. They just think they're going to get away with it forevermore. You know what? I would always have so much respect for someone who is like obese and they're in the gym, because it's like you're fucking doing something about it. You've actually.
That's it. If they're putting the work and they're willing to put the work and they want to do something about it, fair play to them. That's fucking mint.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking cool, because as well, like I can understand how they're feeling at that stage as well, because they don't love the skin they're in. They feel fucking terrible. They hate the way they look. They hate the way they feel. And to go into the gym is it's a big fucking thing for them. To go into a public gym, it is a big fucking confidence thing. And yeah, fair fucking play. Fair fucking play. There's something else I was going to mention now. What else do I fucking hate? Now that we're past that, now that we've had all that, you could talk about the usual stuff, absolutes and things like that. There is a lot of coaches out there that have absolutes. Every client must use this meal plan. Every client must squat, bench, and deadlift. There's a lot of that.
There's something that you hate at the moment, and I'm doing it right this very second.
Vaping.
So anyway, obviously I've done a couple of shows the last couple of weeks, and backstage. So as soon as I walked backstage, it was like a fucking cloud. As soon as I walked through the door, everyone's pumping up, and literally fucking clouds of vape. Every fucking bodybuilder had these. So I was like, all right, sweet, cool.
I feel like it's more of a thing in untested federations though, like compared to natty ones.
It's mad. Even like walking up to the venue to register, there's people outside just blasting vape. So I was like, this is fucking crazy. I can't believe how normal it is, but you know what? It's helped this prep a lot. It's just
I can see why it would.
It does help. It does help loads. But so I started halfway through prep just on nicotine-free ones, and it does help. And I don't know. I'm not going to recommend anyone to do it. It's totally your decision to do it, and like taking gear or anything like that. So it's totally up to you. It does help with appetite. And then about 3 weeks ago, when I went to that show, I couldn't fucking get a nicotine-free one, so I ended up getting like a 2% one. I thought it's only 2%, it's not bad. So I had it, and I was like, "Whoa, fucking
James has now started smoking."
Yeah, no, I got a fucking Nicky rush. I was like, "Well, that's interesting." So when I had that week where I was on 1,500 calories, doing like fucking 20k steps, an hour's cardio, I had the nicotine ones, and I was literally floating around the res just to get my steps in, and it just felt like I needed it. So yeah. Anyway, I'm fucking on a nicotine. I'm still on the nicotine ones.
But that's something to touch on though, like where you're at right now, competition prep and that, like at the late stages, is not a healthy place to be. Your body's not healthy right now. That's not fucking.
Oh,
not good.
It's really, really healthy. Especially like I'm not natural, and obviously I admit to that. It's a normal thing. I'm open and honest with it.
Yeah,
but yeah, so there's that on top of it as well. So
it's it's one of those things I found. Like, although I wasn't really doing that, I will admit I had a couple of puffs. Sophie's got them in the car. Like, so if I got in her car, I would like fucking have a couple of puffs, and it's just like that's like a taste in your mouth, isn't it? But I wouldn't inhale it. Like, so I was just like getting the taste in my mouth, and that was it.
The Lost Mary one. I remember you sending
the Lost Mary one. Yeah. But like, even things like sugar-free drinks, like I know that like even having too many monsters and things like that, like drinking too much coffee, I suppose as well, it's not good to do that. Anything in excess isn't good. But near the end of a competition prep, I'm just fucking leathering it back because everything else goes out the window. It's just like fucking survival by any means necessary. Do what you fucking can to survive. So like, you know, at that stage, you're just not in a healthy position. But the thing is, it's temporary. You're not going to fucking do that forevermore unless you get addicted to your nicotine.
Really hope I don't, but I never know. But I think I'm gonna have to like wean off it and just see what happens because I've never. Oh shit, we've got 10 minutes left of this.
That's probably a good thing. We used to fucking share your Zoom as well, and now I've been chucked off it for some reason and won't let us do it anymore. So
Yeah, you don't let you share Zooms anymore. Next time we'll have to do it on mine when we do it.
yeah,
So
yeah. But anyway, it's
yeah,
probably a good thing anyway. It limits how much shit we talk today. But anyway, we reintroduction back into things. We have you've got we're talking about a guest coming in for the next one as well, aren't we? Well, we'll not keep it secret because he's been on before anyway.
it's been on twice. So we've got
Been
my
on
coach,
twice,
Josh.
yeah.
We've got a really, really good topic to talk about as well about not jumping around between coaches. We're going to talk a lot about his athletes because he's fucking killing it at the moment.
Yeah.
So the last week he's won so many fucking overalls with his clients. I wish I was one of them, but hopefully it's going to come in the next few weeks. He's got a couple of IFBB pros, so he's on the up. He's absolutely smashing it.
Yeah, and he's
Gonna
a good guy as well. Like I like Josh's kind of values and his kind of morals and that as well.
Yeah, he's the most down to earth fucking person as well. He's not one of these coaches who are just fucking hyped up the fucking pricks. He's the most down. I wouldn't want to work with anyone else. He's just fucking awesome.
No, that's good to
Yeah.
hear. It's good to hear. But yeah, so you actually you're switching as well, aren't you? Like we'll talk about you for a minute, and you're going to do classic now, aren't you?
Yeah, so I did my routine today actually, and it was a lot easier than I thought when you've got the music on and you're posing to it, and I was like, wow, this is really fucking fun. So
Yeah.
it's good. It's not too bad. I was absolutely stressed out, thinking I've got to do a routine. Fucking hell! But I put the tunes on, started like moving around a bit. I was like, oh, it's not too bad. So I'm getting the budgie smugglers out the weekend. First time out.
You know when I done my posing routine for that show I done the night before.
Oh, did you? Fucking
Yeah.
hell. Yeah,
I'm
but
one of
you've
those.
done it before in the past, haven't you? I've never actually done a routine in my life.
Yeah.
And I just did it in the posing room before, and I've got a booked in with a pose at Amy, the posing coach, on Friday. So we're going to go over the routine, make sure nail and mandatories. Mandatories are getting easier and easier because Nick helps me with that as well, like every day. So lucky to have Nick in my corner. He's helped me shitloads. So yeah, Nick, Beck, and Josh, I literally couldn't have done this without him.
We shout out to them.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, see with the routine, all I find if you can nail the normal posing, just hit your best fucking shots. Hit your best shots, and the judges judge you
Look,
based on that.
this is my feedback, and the feedback was my strongest body parts are in bodybuilding. So in physique, I don't showcase my strongest parts. My strongest shots are side tricep and side chest, which I think I'm gonna win both them shots at the weekend.
I'd say
Because
they're
I
my
don't.
strongest shots as well. It's funny that.
Yeah, they are to be fair. Yeah, so I mean back as well. Back's pretty good. So it's just my hamstrings are lacking. You know, obviously when you compare it to like Nick, because his hamstrings are fucking ridiculous, like ridiculous. But yeah, my back's a good shot as well. So hopefully I can win some shots from my back, and it
How
takes a
long
little
have
bit.
I been saying to you though? Classic.
I know you have. So we'll see what happens. Imagine if I fucking win at the weekend. I'm like, fucking hell, I finally found my place.
Thing is, as well though, like it's not even necessarily just that because like you never know who you're going to come up against. You could come up against like five guys that are just fucking unbelievable and finish sixth, and that doesn't mean you've done shit. It just means that you've been in a strong lineup. You know what I mean? Like so, like I think yeah, you'll see the pictures, you'll see for yourself and see what you think. But I absolutely think classic's the one for you. But just for people that are listening, and they're saying, "What the fuck are they talking about? Like, what's the difference between physique and classic then? Men's physique and classic bodybuilding."
So board charts, men's physique is board chart, so you only get judged on like your upper body, and the poses are a lot different. So men's physique is very abs. You literally need to crunch down your abs the whole time. You cannot lengthen through your torso or anything like that. So it needs to be crunched down, abs always out. I find the bodybuilding poses easier to get into because you're not always having to like crunch down because you lengthen up, really extend, don't you? Make yourself look big. Obviously, you still got to keep a little bit tight, but it's more making yourself look big and like opening up more. With men's physique, you're very, very crunched over, and yeah, it's they're harder shots for me to get into. Then as soon as I started doing the bodybuilding, I was like, wow, I look a lot better doing these poses than the men's physique stuff, and I fit into them so much better. It
Yeah,
feels a lot better.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool for you. That'd be cool. And yeah, my competitive season has come to an end. Saying that, like, there's 4 days to enter the British finals, and I've not really gained that much weight to be honest. But I've got too much fucking shit going on. Like we've obviously got that big project that we're planning on launching in January, which we've not started yet, but we are going to start very soon. And then so lots of suspense there. And then I've got my own big project. There's nothing I can actually share either right now. But we will talk about it when everything's kind of confirmed. But yeah, got too much shit on. I was, I toed and froed with it for ages because I did want to do it. I was like, it's fucking like it was like 6 weeks or something between the qualifier and the finals, and I felt never really gave it my all with the qualifier. I felt like it could have been a little bit better, but then at the same time, like I was so stressed out. There's so much going on. Like basically the days off that I do have at the minute, which is usually just a Sunday, even though I fucking work half a day on a Sunday, I was then having to go do other stuff for some of these other projects, and it's just like something had to go. Something had to go, and yeah, the prep was the least important thing to me, to be honest. So I won't lie. It's not that I don't care about bodybuilding. I like it, but it was the least important thing at the minute. So I had to get dropped.
It's always going to be there. You can always go back to sleep. You're not like you can't do it again. So it's
I mean, it's a long haul to get there. It's a long prep for one fucking show. But at the end of the day, I'm not competing to become a pro. I don't fucking care about becoming a pro. I don't really care about competing that much, but I think it's a nice marker for my progress.
Yeah, exactly, to see where you're at. Again, it's a goal. You want a goal, don't you? At the end of the day, why are you doing all this sort of shit? Set yourself a goal, and it's cool.
Yeah. I think it's just good to diet down every so often, just see where you're at. Like, I think if you just constantly fucking went like on a gaining phase or something like that and never really truly dieted down to see where you're at, I think that's a good thing. I think it's actually I also think you get a good rebound after it as well. Like not initially, but like just the next 6 months, I think I'll make some good progress. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I've turned half powerlifter now as well. I'm just like squat, bench, deadlift.
I've noticed you started doing things like that, which is fair enough. If you enjoy it, then let's go for it.
I think that's the only reason. Like I was deadlifting anyway, and the only reason I kind of changed it up is I know that I'm not going to have as much time to train the next 5-6 weeks, maybe even slightly longer. And I'm like, right, if I can do 3 sessions, one around squat, one around bench, one around deadlift, focus on getting those numbers up, have some fun with it, and then do the other shit with it too. But people are going to lose their mind because I'm going to put out like squat, bench, deadlift stuff, and next thing I'm going to do a single arm pull down. They'll be like, what the fuck? Is this guy old school or is he fucking new school? What is he trying to be?
Power builder.
I'm just fucking lifting weights, mate. Either way.
Yeah, that's all it is at the end of the day. Lift weights, enjoy it, get
Exactly. Yeah. We better wrap this up because our timer is running out. So Zoom is doing us out of more chat and shit. But yeah, cool. So we'll be back on with Josh on the next one by the looks of it. I don't know if we've confirmed that yet, but we'll be back on again. We'll not leave it 3-4 weeks this time.
Yeah, man.